We're going to be using interpretation, Spanish, Portuguese. If you have not picked up your interpretation equipment, please be sure to do that on the registration desk. Thank you very much for being here. This is not our first time where we're bringing the Indigenous Led Funds together, but we're excited to see a growing number of funds joining us at these gatherings. I'm Lourdes Singa, and I'm gonna, before I do our official welcome, I would like to invite Emma Pineda from the Pahuanca Fund to welcome us to her territory.
Marobkin titulakales, kimakimol talen guaye, inkabaye Emma Pineda, inkahale akanke Yucatan. It's a pleasure to me say to everybody, welcome to my Maya land. I am Mayan from here. I've been here for many generations. I'm very proud of my culture, of my clothes, of my people, and I hope in all these meetings, in this beautiful place, beautiful, but it shows one history that we cross Mayan people. You can see beautiful pictures about us, but represent many years of oppression of all people. But I hope now that most of us are indigenous, or many people here are working for indigenous people. So I hope all this meeting get good result for all people, and in specific for my people here in the peninsula. Welcome to everybody.
Thank you, Emma. And we have 3 more seats on the front. We're trying not to use the back chairs. So if you're an Indigenous Led Fund, please come up to occupy these 3 chairs, please. All right. I would like now to welcome IFIP board member Naomi Lanoy to please welcome us on behalf of the IFIP board.
Thank you. Colleagues, relatives, brothers and sisters, good morning. We're very honored to have all of you join us. And on behalf of the IFIP board, I welcome you all. And I hope you enjoy your time until we depart. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
All right, so for those of you who do not know me, my name is Lourdes Singa. I'm Quechua descent from Peru. My father's family comes from the Central Andes of Peru, from a region called the Mantaro Valley. And on my mother's side, I'm Spanish Croatian descent. Humbles me to see all of you here. It's a labor of love, just the fact that you have all made the trip to Mérida, Mexico. And we're very, very, very excited to host you here. Yucatan is also the home of my late father-in-laws, who used to be also from Yucatan, from a little town or municipio called Sotuta. So it's also a place that I call my third home because I got a chance to come and visit my in-laws a few times when they were in this world. With that, I would like to, again, welcome all of you. You have seen my growing team. We have a couple of my colleagues here, Winnie Cody and Michelle Toth. I think I saw earlier Chanda and Chanda Tapa and Annabel Lopez, who are going to be here all week to get to know you and also to answer any questions that you may have in terms of logistics, anything that you may need. We are updating everything on SwapCard. which is the conference. If you don't have the agenda on your phone, we have also made available printed copies of the agenda. And again, a reminder, we're going to be following the conversation in Spanish and Portuguese, and so be sure to have your interpretation equipment. And I think with that, I'd like to welcome Cualnesca Tonancid Miranda, who is a former IFIP staff and who is with us today to help us facilitate this dialogue. And I'm going to invite her to introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. How are you guys? My name is Cualnesca Tonancid Miranda. I'd like to welcome up my sister, colleague, Leticia, and our youth, Angelina. We're here today from Sacramento, California. I'm Blackfoot and Yaqui on my father's side, and I'm Chichimeca and Otomi on my mother's side. Really happy to be here with you all and to start this great work. I'm going to pass it along to them, and then we're going to have another little short opening.
Sintamana, Wanawanan Kanima, Pineleville Pomo Nation. My name is Leticia Aguilar, born and raised in Sacramento, and glad to be here today.
Sintamana 101 Kanima Kashe. Hi, hello, my name is Angelina Hinojosa. My tribe is Pineleville Pomo Nation. I'm 17 years old, and this is my mom.
So we're really happy to be here today, and we're thinking, as we were planning this facilitation out, we're with tribal people, with indigenous folk, and so what does that mean from where we're back home? My tribes might be from Arizona and Montana, but I was born and raised in California, in Sacramento, and so my Cali relatives I've shared space with them and ceremony with them a lot, and so we're here today, right? And we're from the lands of Sacramento, and so we wanted to do a quick traveling song for those that are coming in right now and that will be here with us for the following week to come, and so that's okay with everyone. We'll start that, and then we'll go into quick introductions for the room.
And so I just wanted to honor the ancestors of the land, and very thankful to be here and being able to share a song so far away from home. And intention is everything. And so this song is a traveling song as we're traveling to and from our homes, but also into new chapters of our lives. Sometimes we grow, or we graduate, and we move on, or we expand. And so that's the intention for this song that we would like to share with you. It's a Miwok song from the area that we're from.
Okay, so thank you, everyone. May we all return home to our lands as well in the good way that we came. So I think next we're going to want to introduce everyone. So we're going to pass the mic kind of roundtable style. And if we could just say our names and our fund. and then we'll keep it that way because we don't have that much of a time frame. So, and then after this, we'll go straight into our community agreements, okay? I'll start from this end. Here you go.
Kim Hardy, Right Relations Collaborative.
Nus Kamara, Right Relations Collaborative, New Hawk Nation.
Netalasan Manayan Hopi Matua, Marissa Nevaestua from the Colorado Plateau Foundation. I'm Hopi and Tewa and Corn Clan.
Sembe Nahundutu Nahudut, Galina Angarava, serve as Executive Director of Cultural Survival. I'm originally from Siberia in Russia, coming from Abzai clan of the Inuit Nation of the Buryat peoples. Thank you.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Dulce Magaña del Fondo Agroecológico de la Península de Yucatán, madre zapoteca y padre maya.
Buenos días, Basilio Velázquez Chi, formo parte del equipo del Fondo Agroecológico para la Península de Yucatán, el FAPI. Soy de Quintana Roo, uno de los estados de la península de Yucatán. Soy originario de las comunidades mayas, hijo de milpero y toda la vida comunitaria.
Naomi Lanoi, I come from the Maasai community in the southern part of Kenya. I work with Global Green Grants Fund. Thank you.
Buju Nindinwe Maganituk. My name is Melissa Nelson, Turtle Mountain Chippewa, and I'm with the Cultural Conservancy's Minonibi Fund, Pawanka Fund, and Tamalpayas Trust. Miigwech.
Hi everyone, you already see me. I am Emma from here, my beautiful land. I am Program Officer from Pawanka Fund.
Titanyamni, soy del pueblo indígena Miskito de Nicaragua. Mirna Cunningham del Fondo Pawanka.
Good morning, Carla Bush from the Pawanka Fund. I'm from Nicaragua.
Gawisay Agaw Kandata ko amin. Good morning. I'm Beverly Longid. I am Igorot Bontokan Kanai from the Philippines.
Hello everyone. My name is Dewi Kartika. I'm from Consortium for Agrarian Reform, KPA, representing Nusantara Fund, based in Indonesia. Thank you.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Levi Sucres, soy indígena Bribri de Costa Rica, coordinador de la Alianza Mesoamericana de Pueblos y Bosques y del Fondo Territorial Mesoamericano. Gracias.
Bom dia a todos e todas. Sou Valéria Paiê, sou do Brasil, diretora executiva do PODALI, Fundo Indígena da Amazônia Brasileira. Prazer estar com todos vocês.
Bom dia a todos e a todas. Meu nome é Josimara, vim representando o Fundo Indígena do Rio Negro, no Brasil.
Bom dia a todos e todas. Meu nome é Toia, povo Manchineri, Amazônia Brasileira, COIAB, parceria do Fundo Indígena da Amazônia Brasileira.
Bom dia, meu nome é Kaminka Kinsede e eu estou aqui como fotógrafo da COIAB e PODALI.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gordon Laren, and I'm with First Peoples Cultural Foundation, and I live on the lands of the Wasanich and the Cowichan peoples at my home in Canada, and I'm here to learn and to unlearn. Thank you. Oh, this way.
Haku Haku. My name is Heaven Estrada. I'm with the Minonibi Fund via the Cultural Conservancy, and I'm Chumash.
Hello, my name is Cindy Frank. I am also with the Minonibi Fund of the Cultural Conservancy. I am Kiowa through my mother's family, and I live in Sonoma, California.
I don't know. I think you want to go this way and then back.
Lorna Williams, Wanosa, Lilwet Ul. I'm with the First Peoples Cultural Foundation.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Emily Cabrera. I'm
of Nahuas ancestry on my father's side and reconnecting on my mother's side with my Ojibwe ancestry. And I'm the lead of partnership development at First Peoples Cultural Foundation.
Cize Elizabeth Lisk Gonte, Yellowknives Dene. My name is Elizabeth Lisk. I'm a Yellowknives Dene First Nation member. That is Tetzotine Copper people on my dad's side and Chitogotene Mountain people on my mom's side. And I'm the director of the Arctic Funders Collaborative. Masi.
Uvanga Atira Jana Angolalik, Nunavut, Canada. My name is Jana Angolalik from Nunavut, Canada. I am an Inuk woman, and I am also with the Arctic Indigenous Fund as one of the Canadian advisors. Kwana.
My name is Werner Wilson with the Arctic Indigenous Fund as well, and I'm an Alaskan advisor from Dillingham, Alaska, Tullyung. And I'm Central and Siberian Yupik, so I was like really interested in seeing somebody else from Siberia. Gracias.
That's also in the back. Who else do we have? We want to hear everyone. Did we get back here?
We didn't do the front row.
Oh, okay. Well, I wanted to get the back. Here we go.
Sakriki Buenogel, Junim la Rutzili Wuch, Ojkikoti Koche Ijri. Bueno, las y los saludo desde mi idioma materno en honor a la celebración del Día Internacional de las Lenguas Indígenas. Entonces, sé que no nos vamos a entender, pero usemos nuestras lenguas al menos para saludarnos, ¿sí? Soy Teresa Zapeta, maya indígena de Guatemala, parte también de este territorio maya de Yucatán, que somos un solo territorio, pero las fronteras de los políticos nos arrebataron el ser un solo pueblo maya. Soy del Fondo Indígena de Mujeres Indígenas AINI, que significa solidaridad, y es parte del Foro Internacional de Mujeres Indígenas. Buen día.
Alien punchau kachong yapay kichikpak, alien San Juan, alien umawang uyarinakunapaj. I'm Tarsila Rivera Sea, Quechua Chanca from Peru, from Ekmia and Chirapaj. We are here for learn.
Perdón. Una china que llegué, un ji Taili terenoe, soy Taili, me llamo Taili, que estaba saludando en mi idioma. Soy Terena de Brasil, estoy acá junto con el equipo de Chirapac y Acna para aprender con ustedes. Gracias.
Hello, my name is Jodie Barney. I'm from Australia. I am the Executive Officer of Kundiwongagat Turong, which is an all Indigenous Led Community Fund in Victoria, in Australia. I'm very happy to be here.
Jorlin, namaste, good morning, hola. This is Sushila, all the way from Nepal. I belong to Magar Indigenous community in Nepal, and I am here representing FIMI's International Indigenous Women's Forum's INE Fund, which is Indigenous Women's Fund. Thank you. Where should I pass this?
Yeah. If we can, name and fund, please.
Yeah.
Sure. Bruce Miller, James Bay Cree, and I guess from Tachuan First Nation. I work for the Indigenous Peoples Resiliency Fund.
Bojo, Bidun Binoy Yawan Indigenous, Prince Albert and Donji, Ottawa Donjiba. My name's Nicole McDonald, and I'm on the board of the Indigenous Peoples Resilience Fund and on the board of Seed Change.
Ani Buju. My name is Deb Krana. I am Temiagama Anishinaabe, and I work with the Indigenous Peoples Resilience Fund.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Susan Balbus, and my people come from the Cherokee Nation on my mother's side and the Yoeme people on my father's side, and I'm with Na'a'ilihi Fund from the northwest of Turtle Island. Thank you.
Tlayahuas, Uklamach Lotismai Olt, Tisha Aksumach, Nuchanol Latin. My traditional name is Clotis. My English name is Charlotte. And I am from the Tsishat Nation, which is part of the larger nation on the northwest coast of Vancouver Island. I'm very happy to be here and to meet all of you and for us all to come together in a wonderful, comforting, safe space to learn. And I am also with the Naha Ilihi Fund in Seattle, Washington. Lako, thank you.
Sakirik Iguanohel. My name is Raquel Shiloh. I am Maya Quiche from Guatemala, and I am the Indigenous Community Media Grants Coordinator representing Cultural Survival. Nice to meet you.
Buen día a todos, soy Vianney Matzá Juárez López, soy del Istmo de Oaxaca, de parte de mi madre soy Vinizá y soy también Ayukhai de parte de mi padre. Yo manejo el Fondo Guardianes de la Tierra en Cultural Survival.
Bishabelesh, Kimakingo, Huchicankeshway, Glumila, Tene Incabay Álvaro Mena, Tene Maya Eni. Buenos días, muy feliz de recibirles en nuestro territorio maya. Yo soy maya de la península de Yucatán. Mi nombre es Álvaro Mena y soy de NDN Collective.
Selamat pagi. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nurul Hidayah. I'm Javanese. I'm work in the Samdana Institute, Indonesia. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Pati Rahmi Rahayu. I'm Sundanese from my father's side and Javanese from my mother's side. I work with Nurul also in Samdana Institute, Indonesia. Thank you.
Hola, buenos días a todas, a todos. Mi nombre es Gustavo Sánchez, de México, del estado de Jalisco. Represento al Fondo Territorial Mesoamericano. Es un mecanismo de financiamiento relativamente nuevo, manejado por organizaciones de pueblos indígenas y de comunidades locales de 6 países de esta región comprendida entre México y Panamá. Gracias.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ipul. I'm here accompanied by my daughter, Dorothy. We come from Papua New Guinea, a land of 800 languages and 9 million people. So it's an indigenous country where we have 800 languages, 1,000 tribes, and of 9 million people. And I work for the Global Green Grant Fund under the Disability Rights and Environmental Justice Board. Thank you.
Buenos días para todos. Mi nombre es Quilla Becerra Jacanamejoy, del pueblo Inga de Colombia. Hago parte del equipo global de Landslide como coordinadora para la cuenca amazónica. Gracias.
Buenos días con todas y todos. Mi nombre es Mónica Chuji Gualinga. Yo soy quichua de la selva amazónica. Soy de la comunidad Sarayacu de Sucumbíos. Estoy aquí como directora adjunta para América Latina y el Caribe de Indigenous People Rights International IPRI y es un gusto y un placer estar aquí.
Buenos días con todos, mi nombre es María José Andrade Cerda, soy de la comunidad quichua de Serena, igual en la Amazonía ecuatoriana. Estoy aquí como parte del equipo global de Landslide y también como representante de la red de jóvenes indígenas de América Latina y el Caribe. Gracias.
Morning, everyone. My name is Letitia Ama Diawo, and I'm the Executive Director of Sea Change. Joining you all from the unceded Algonquin territories, and I was born and raised in Ghana, so thank you for having me.
Buenos dias a todos. My name is Pearl Gottschalk, and I'm here on behalf of the Kindle Project Indigenous Women Led Flow Fund.
Thank you. Would our IFIP staff like to say hello real quick before we get going with our community agreements? Michelle.
Good morning. My name is Michelle Toth. I'm the newest addition to IFIP. I'm the operations director. I am Cheyenne River Lakota from the Miniconjou on my father's side, South Dakota. And on my mother's side, I'm Wolf Clan Cherokee. And it's wonderful to be here. Thank you so much.
Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Winnie Kodi. I am Nuba from the Sudan, and I'm the Membership and Communications Coordinator at IFIP, and I'm very happy to see so many of you that we've been communicating with on email and finally being able to fellowship together in this gathering, and so I welcome you. And just before I hand over the mic, I would like to let you know, you're seeing a lot of cameras and people taking photos of you, and so this is going to happen throughout the conference. And if you do not want to appear on the video or on the or any photos that would be used publicly, please let me know so that we can make sure that that doesn't happen, because we appreciate that there's some people who do not want to appear on video or on camera because of very many reasons, and we respect that. And so just to let you know that this is going to happen, so please let me know, and then we'll make sure that that doesn't happen. So thank you so much and welcome, and I wish you a good day and a good conference too.
Thank you, Winnie. Do we have Shonda in here? Well, Shonda Tapa, our wonderful program director. Okay, so we're going to move forward with community agreements, and we're going to have our youth Angelina help us. So can we see what do we want to share? What do we want to identify so we could hold space for each other? Things that we want to be mindful about. Anyone have any other ideas on this? I could start it. Let's take space and hold space for others. Let's do that one. So let's speak what we need to speak, and let's express what we need to express, especially about our Indigenous Led Funds, but let's also be mindful of others, and let's hold space for others as well to do so. Anyone else?
Can I ask you about these mic things?
Yeah.
How do they work?
They
work for me, but I just was wondering if you could explain that to everybody.
Yeah, Winnie, do we want to take a crack at that? The mics? They want to understand more of the context behind the mics.
No, I understand the context.
Oh.
I was just wondering.
Like how it works, how?
Just because for certain languages it doesn't work like Spanish.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't
Is it just based on what your native language is?
I believe so. It's based on our native languages, correct?
I just wanted to.
What we have.
Is there the interpretation team? Could you just let everyone know which channels they need to be for English, to follow in English? ¿Nos podrían apoyar explicando qué canal? Channel 1, if you only understand English, you need to stay on channel 1. 5. We're getting wrong information from the interpreters. Channel 5. What is channel? El canal de español. Channel 1 for those of... El canal 1 solamente para los que hablan español. Ahí tienen que estar ustedes. Canal 1 para que hablen español.
Para que ellos puedan escuchar y traducir, todos tienen que hablar al micrófono. Si no, no les llega.
Un micrófono nada más.
Sí, lo que pasa es que si no lo escuchan. Podemos ocupar el del podio si quieren.
¿Se puede sacar?
Sí.
Ya. El canal de portugués. Canal 8 portugués. ¿Sí? Okay. We're good? Thank you for asking that question. Okay, and the interpreters have asked us to speak on the mics. We have 2 mics, and we'll do our best to share the mic around so that they can actually also be able to interpret.
Okay, thank you. So, any other community agreements we want to share before we move forward into our wonderful day? Anyone?
I would just add, I think we do it anyway, but respectful listening to each other and patience with translation.
Yes, thank you. That is it.
Maybe speak slowly for the interpreters. So just be mindful, because I've been to United Nations bodies where people talk really fast and then the translators are not able to translate in time. Gracias.
Thank you. Any additional ones? Anything going? You got one? No? Oh, okay. Algo más que quieren poner aquí en el community agreements. Because we could share more if we'd like. Anything, Leticia?
Take healthy risks.
An additional one, Lourdes, you'd like to add? One, would you like to add one?
Sure. I think it's above all, let's have fun. Let's care for each other. There's people have traveled from many places, so let's just care for each other, make sure everyone is feeling okay. And a lot of listening and learning, I guess.
If I may suggest, I really don't want to sit all day. Can we do some stretching or exercises in between? I also wanted to share, like, we all come from different cultures, right? So, so kind of opening heart for accepting who we are. And like, it's amazing because IFIP has created the opportunity for us Indigenous peoples claim this space. So, thank you.
Sí, dos cositas. Una es que nosotros que somos de la región, venimos aquí de la península, si alguien quiere conocer un poco más del contexto, algunas palabras en maya, entender un poco más de la región, pues con todo gusto, ¿no? Se pueden acercar a nosotros. Y la segunda es que también quisiéramos platicar con más gente que identificamos que vienen de diferentes partes, que trabajan algo quizá muy relacionado a lo que nosotros hacemos, pero el lenguaje para nosotros puede ser un poco complicado, entonces a lo mejor tengamos que recurrir a alguien que nos pueda ayudar a la traducción para que podamos tener algún intercambio con lo que estamos trabajando. Gracias.
Are we looking good now? Do we all like what we see? Yeah, anything else before we wrap it up on this end?
We can take turns taking care of our elders in the room. We have some elders, and in my culture, we always, as young people, we have to take care of our elders. So ask them if they want tea, coffee, snacks, water, and just make sure they're well. Juana.
Yes, thank you. Any additional ones? Oh, Winnie, go ahead.
Just a kind reminder to please speak as close to the mic as possible so that the interpreters can also hear and the guys at the back can also hear. Thank you.
Thank you. There we go.
And last night we were reminded from Lourdes to please speak slowly and clear so that our colleague from Australia can understand us.
Any additional ones? No? Okay. Well, thank you. Okay, well, let's read them off so we could share this. Community agreements: take space and hold space for others, respectful listening, healthy risk, speak slow and clear, have fun, have an open heart for all people, care for each other, take care of our elders, healthy stretching, sharing experiences. Anything else we're missing or that we want to add? And we'll have these up throughout the day. Okay, let's move forward. So today, before we go into our break, our quick break, we're going to go into with Lourdes. But before that, we want to just kind of share what we're going to be going over today. Our 3 breakout sessions will consist of managing donor relationships, changing the narrative, and building an alliance of Indigenous Led Funds. And so within these 3, we will be breaking down and asking you questions and having an open dialogue. And we will have time to get up and stretch and, do our little breakouts with our sticky notes and really come together as a community. And so I'm really excited for that. And we have next Lourdes.
I'm going to be queuing up my Winnie. Before I get started, I would like to invite Doña Mirna to come up and join me for a bit. Doña Mirna Cunningham is on the chair of the steering committee of the Pahuanca Fund. But together with Jim Enote of the Colorado Plateau Foundation, they have been holding a very important space for all of us here. They've been serving as co-chairs of the Indigenous Led Funds Working Group at IFIP. So I'd like to give a moment to Doña Mirna to share some words.
Gracias, Lourdes. Es nuestra tercera reunión. Y la verdad es que al escucharle con las presentaciones, he podido ver que tenemos nuevos fondos que se están integrando a este grupo. Nuestra primera reunión fue después de una encuesta donde preguntábamos principalmente cuáles eran los temas que se abordaban, cuántos eran los recursos que manejábamos los fondos liderados por indígenas. Y la verdad es que abordábamos muchísimos temas, pero los recursos eran limitados. En estos casi 5 años, creo, desde esa primera reunión, hemos crecido en fondos, en número de fondos. Habrá que ver cuánto hemos crecido en recursos que llegan todavía a los fondos liderados por indígenas. Ese es nuestro desafío. Según la información, hay más recursos para pueblos indígenas de la filantropía. Pero ¿cuánto de eso llega a los fondos liderados por indígenas? Entonces creo que esta reunión es otra oportunidad que tenemos para coordinar esfuerzos. Como la agenda dice, organizar nuestra narrativa. ¿Por qué es importante que se canalicen recursos a través de los fondos liderados por indígenas? ¿Cuál es el valor agregado que nosotros traemos a la filantropía? So this is our great opportunity for us to coordinate and, I would say, raise more awareness of what indigenous peoples and indigenous communities are expressing all over the world. There's a need of more direct finance to indigenous communities, and that is a service that we provide as Indigenous Led Funds. But if we articulate better and we coordinate, we may have more opportunities now and in the future to channel more resources to Indigenous communities. So I really thank each one of you for coming to this meeting today, for attending IFIP conference, and I hope by the end of today, we will be able to agree on best ways to coordinate our work for the future. So thank you, everybody, and thank you, Lourdes, because we were able to convince IFIP and Lourdes to open this initiative in IFIP and really bring us to the table. Because philanthropists were meeting to discuss Indigenous issues without us. So as Indigenous Led Funds, have been able to tell philanthropists, we are also philanthropists, but we practice a philanthropy that is based on the worldview of our communities. We exercise philanthropy, respecting reciprocity, and we hope that the fifth R that now IFIP has, redistribution, really means that more resources goes through Indigenous Led Funds. So thank you.
All right. How's everyone feeling so far? Yeah? All right. So I have a few slides, and then we're not going to go on slides anymore. I'm going to hand it back to Gualnesca and her team to lead us through the rest of the day. But I also want to take a moment now to ask the following IFIP members who are Indigenous-led funds to please stand, because I want to recognize you. Colorado Plateau Foundation. So if you are part of these funds, please stand. Colorado Plateau Foundation. Cultural Survival, Keepers of the Earth, and the Community Radio Program. Minonivi Fund at Culture Conservancy. Nalehalehi Fund. Aini at FIMI. Yeah? KWT. And did I miss anyone? I hope I didn't. I'm starting to learn that as I grow a little older, I have to write more down. So all of you have been with us for a few years as IFIP members. So I want to just make sure you, I'm acknowledging Pawanka Fan. I'm sorry, Pawanka Fan. No, I'm like, Pawanka Fan, please stand. Lani's Life.
Global Green Grants.
Yeah. Lani's Life as well, because they have Indigenous-led funds. And if I've forgotten anyone who is an Indigenous-led fund, which means, and we're going to go in what that means in a little bit, my apologies, but I believe you are all members, and I want to appreciate each one of you for being part of the IFIP community and the IFIP membership. Thank you very much. Okay, so if I can, ¿a quién le pido ayuda que me?
Este para adelante y este para atrás y este es un apuntador.
Para adelante, o sea que para moverla para adelante.
¿Apuntando hacia ella?
¿Hacia aquí?
Hacia la mesa de control.
Can you move my slides? Thank you. To the next one. All right. So who and what? First of all, we did this report in 2021, and some of these things that you're going to be here are from the report. And I believe we have copies of that report, so we'll be making sure that these reports are available to you. But you're wondering who are all Indigenous Led Funds? The Indigenous Led Funds Working Group came together, and we went through our first gathering in 2018 and a second gathering in 2019, and then came together with Jim Inode, Myrna Cunningham, as co-chairs to design what this working group would be. So this is the definition that came from those two first gatherings, and then coming together to synthesize what we had heard at those two gatherings. So Indigenous Led Funds are guided by Indigenous worldviews and are led by and for Indigenous peoples. This is like the number one. Indigenous Led Funds strengthen self-determination and support a process that empowers the communities at the local to global level to be able to change paradigms and shift power relations, addressing the asymmetry of powers and resources to recognition and reciprocity. So I wanted to just put that there because I know our group is growing. And I wanted to just take a moment to just sit with that because that came out of those first two gatherings. To the next. Okay. And then we were thinking, all right, we know there's tends to be large NGOs that create programs within the large NGOs that are supporting Indigenous peoples. And we were like sort of thinking about who actually, in terms of an organization, could be then, in terms of their profile, be an Indigenous Led Funds. And again, this came from the conversation on the first gathering, the second gathering, and then other discussions. And so where we landed is institutional structures of Indigenous Led Funds. Indigenous Led Funds set up as nonprofits or charitable organizations. Indigenous Led Funds set up by tribal First Nations, Aboriginal governments, Native governments. Indigenous Led Funds and grant-making mechanisms set up by nonprofits, NGOs, and cooperation agencies guided, managed by Indigenous peoples, because we know that some of those exist. And then funds set up by governments within an Indigenous decision body. There's some First Nations governments that are setting up also their foundations. And I don't know if we have Barb Sylvester here. But we are going to have someone from Canada who is in that instant is also. And so where? And then again, this is from the landscape that we did in 2020, 2021. So where is that you all giving grants to? And so this is the map where those of you that were part of the survey said that you're giving grants to. And so as you can see, Indigenous Led Fund are giving everywhere. Next. Should I stop on any questions? No? Okay. Now, we also learned from the survey and conversations, and we also interview a few of you that what are all the strategies that you are using, and you're using a number of strategies to use your work. I'm not going to go over all of them. We're happy to share this PowerPoint to everyone. But just to, I think, one of the kind of key things, build equitable and reciprocal relationships with communities to identify self-determined community-led priorities. And then the other one, I think that is also another important point, understand and support holistic connections between priorities and outcomes. And so there were many other strategies, but this is kind of like the ones that were captured as kind of what were common threads of what we were hearing. Next, please. Now, what were you all supporting? Across these strategies, we try to also, again, come up with Indigenous languages, which actually you never see necessarily on mainstream philanthropy, right? Traditional knowledge, technology, because we know how important that is also for our communities. Community development, healing and wellness. That's another one. And so this is just, again, a representation. We have youth international and intergenerational knowledge exchange. Let me just take a moment on that one. In the 2018 conference, we had a couple of youth attending the IFIP conference. And they expressed their desire to see more youth at an IFIP conference. It took us a while. Well, in between we had COVID too, so we had to be virtual. But we're finally hosting within the IFIP conference our first dialogue of Indigenous youth. And we made a big effort also to make sure that we had representation not only from the peninsula of Yucatan, but from across the world as much as we could make that happen for youth. Next. Okay, so I just want to give a little bit of historical context. I think Doña Mirna started by saying in Santa Fe, we hosted our first Indigenous Led Funds global gathering where we were organizing this. We thought there were maybe 5 or 6 funds. We didn't know how many there were. We were trying to identify who are these, as IFIP was moving more and more to centering Indigenous leadership in philanthropy. We hosted the second gathering together with the Circle. I don't know if Chris Archie is here. I know she was planning on also joining us. Again, with the Colorado Plateau and the Pahuancafán. And the first one, we co-organized it with Cultural Conservancy and Pahuancafán. And these two were really important gatherings. They were sort of like the seeds to get us to where we are now. Next, please. So I give you a little bit of what came from the Indigenous Led Funds. There's a lot there. I don't want to go over everything. But you could see the richness of the conversation, even among the few funds that were with us in Calgary. There's a lot of dreaming happening. There's 2 other big graphics with a lot of also materials. I'm happy to share that for follow-up because it was just the conversation and the discussions and everything that everyone there wanted to make happen. We were trying to capture by Jessica Slater, who helped us with the graphic design. And actually, she's also coming now in a different role with the Vancouver Foundation. Next. So in 2020, what IFIP did, as we continue to center Indigenous leadership, particularly in the philanthropic context, we had one whole track on Indigenous-led philanthropy. And that's another sort of summary of the conversations that we had on our virtual conference. Now, what have we been doing since 21 and 22? Well, we've been very busy talking about all of you. For IFIP, it's been about the constellation of the funds. Never one that just want the one, but it's been always talking about all of the ones that we know of. And then connecting or recommending at some times, even though you might not be aware, but funders come to us and we send them to you guys. And so we've been in these sort of different spaces talking about Indigenous-led funds, talking about Indigenous-led philanthropy. That has been our role, to bring awareness, to raise awareness, to increase the visibility of the role that you are playing in the philanthropic world. Next. And a last slide, but a very important one. Again, I do want to acknowledge the role of Jim Inot, who couldn't be here, but we have his colleague Marisa from the Colorado Plateau Foundation, Mirna Cunningham from the Pahuancafán, who have been guiding IFIP on how can we do this work, who have been really in the critical kind of beginning part of putting the descriptions, helping us kind of dream, helping us imagine what this could look like, what brings us today to the conversation of moving away perhaps from a working group, because that's what not capture what we're trying to do, to this vision and idea for those of you that want to be part of that, of a global alliance of Indigenous Led Funds. So with that, I want to hand it back to Kwalneska to guide us through the rest of the day, or I'm happy to take any questions if you have any questions of what we've been up to at IFIP in terms of this work.
Okay, I know it's morning and I know we're all a little bit tired, so we got to get the juices going. So we have a little bit of time. We're a little bit ahead schedule. So I'm going to give you guys the option. Thank you. Would we like to go into our icebreaker right now or take the early break, get some coffee, get a little pastry, use the restroom, and then we're going to come back and we have a really fun youth-led icebreaker that we're going to do that's going to have us all get up, move around. And so does that sound good to everyone, the second option? Yeah? Okay, let's get our coffee, let's get our pastries, use a restroom, and then I will call us all back in about 15 minutes or 20. Thank you.